What's going to be sort of the theme, essentially, or the goal for this season?
I would say I think the one kind of main theme that we're kind of exploring is taking all these characters who are very much in isolation and really in place of like hopelessness, and slowly following them on a journey to building community and finding like a little bit of a hint of hope. And it's really about in many ways it's like there are lots of new faces and there are lots of familiar faces, and it's kind of about building community between all of us as well.
Will the pace be the same in terms of it's usually about 2 days per episode? Is it going to continue about that pace?
Yeah. I would say that this season is a journey. Both there will be a physical journey and an emotional journey for all of our characters. Sort of as Andrew said, going from a place of isolation to community, hopelessness to hope. And that journey will take them to different places emotionally as well as geographically. And one thing we are doing is perhaps experimenting with time, so it's difficult to answer that question about the number of days an episode. So just say you'll find out.
How do you hope with the addition of Morgan, because he's a veteran, he's a veteran in this world. How do you feel like he would be a great addition to this LA cast, this cast?
We set out with a very specific idea in mind of where we wanted to take the season emotionally, and once we'd sort of mapped that out, considering, we were big fans of Morgan's character from Walking Dead and Lenny James, and sort of in the way that we were charting out the season, it kind of became undeniable that Morgan seemed like the perfect person to intersect with the journey that we were charting. And so we're very excited to hear to see how it plays out and to see how fans react to it.
So I want to know, Jenna's back, and the previous season she mentioned she wants to be with her own. So do we go back to Mexico?
I can't say, but all I know that I've been in Texas, and it's been really amazing to be part of the tribe that that I met in Mexico. It was interesting that when I met everyone, they were in a foreign land and they didn't speak English, although Strand managed to speak Spanish at some point. And so it's really nice to now go to a foreign land for me, for Luciana, and to be able to survive as a family, as a unit with the Clark family, and obviously meet new characters along the way.
The show had always existed pretty squarely in its own corner of the Walking Dead universe, and you're taking at least a step closer to uniting the two. Is it just a step, or is there a bigger picture sort of philosophy that you guys are going to bring to the show going forward?
I'd say it is definitely a step to bringing kind of the worlds closer together, and for us it's really about Morgan's journey to Fear the Walking Dead and him becoming a part of the world of Fear the Walking Dead. But at the same time, he's going to change and affect the characters who we all know and fear, and likewise they're going to change him, and it really will create something that hopefully feels new and different.
Jenna, what has it been like this is not your genre really, so what has it been like to be a part of the show?
Well, it's not my genre that's been the past whatever, but it actually was before I even knew I could do comedy. I was doing drama, and then the comedy boat went, and then I've just been on that cruise. I was super honored that they came to me for this. I was really ready for a change. Something I really wanted was to lean in as a woman who's lived life and reared children and had a lot of experiences. I really, really was looking forward to a project where I could really lean into the human story and human emotion and tell a real story where I could stay in those moments and connect with people and really connect with humanity. And this came my way and fell into my lap, and it's been incredible. And the writing is superb. It warms me. I love it. I get so excited for every script. and the actors are incredible. And you look at them in the scenes and you're in. And it's such a delightful experience. So I'm really enjoying it. I feel very blessed to have gotten this opportunity to delve into this character. And I think the universe that Morgan's character is bringing is massive and important. And I really, really, really like being part of it.
Maggie, welcome to the show. I was wondering, we see in promo pics that you interact with Morgan at some point. I was wondering if you could tell us about that and how well prepared your character is for this world.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was such a boon to be able to be paired with Lenny right away. He's such a warm and generous actor, and I've been a fan of his for a long time. I mean, this is the man that reopened the Globe stage, in Two Gens of Verona. As an actor, you're just like, yes. So yeah, he's really lovely, and I'm really happy the characters are kind of finding an interesting shorthand between them at times. I think there is a sort of kinship there that they're discovering, and Al is incredible. I love playing her. I mean, it's an unusually capable character who can even not only survive but thrive in this post-apocalyptic world because of who she was before, even after how much she's lost. So yeah, I think also as a woman, finding a character that's really not ornamental or eroticized, that she has an agenda, that she makes decisions and takes actions every day to pursue that agenda is pretty freaking awesome and unusual.
What can you tell us about where Strand's character is now that we're in this time jump, maybe? New season, new place. What can we expect from this character?
I think especially because of the fallout of season 3, everyone was scattered in many ways, and we all were licking our wounds, and there was a little backbiting that happened and backdoor dealings. And now when we find Strand, he's part of a community, and he's trying to move forward and become something else. And he's challenged with some of the things that haunt him in the past and the choices and decisions, just as we all do. And so he's trying to move forward the best way that he can, and using the tools that he knows how to survive. And of course, some things may come up to rear their heads if it means his survival's at stake. So we'll see where he is. He could be the warm and fuzzy, new uncle to people and best friend, or watch your back, or at the same time.
I'm wondering with your characters, especially Victor, if you've already shot some scenes with Morgan, and I always wondered how Victor and Morgan would interact. Or I know you can't tell us much, but maybe beforehand you could tell us how you feel like your characters would mesh, and then how your characters would mesh for Morgan's addition.
I think what I'm going to tell you what I think that our showrunners have been laying out, and what's been important for the season, is to see the question of love again, and where is love, and how we're trying to find it, and that's what there's hope there. And so where you find all of our characters, I think where we're trying to engage, we're trying to find that love again, and there are things in the middle of it, and different needs and wants. But I think that that's where we meet each other, where we're trying to find a way to love again, whether it's each other, someone else, community, build something again. But of course, there's always something in the middle. There's conflict in some way. So I think that's where all of our characters is trying to find each other. But at the center of it, where I think the conversations we had in the beginning was seeing people laugh again. People have hope. The reason that we're going forward. The reason why we have to go through all this mess and mire to rebuild again and love harder.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it was kind of the central kind of goal we had when Ian and I started working on this, and we started talking to Scott Gimple about it, was we wanted to find the thing that makes surviving worthwhile and making it more than just where am I going to find a place to sleep tonight? Where am I going to find some food, some water, and really having a mission statement that's finding the reasons to live and the connections that you can make in this world. And those connections which are so fraught because you never know what's going to come around the corner, what's going to put your life at risk. And that's really kind of what has been really, I think, at the center of kind of every story we've set out to tell this season.
So I'm a little tempered because I've seen the first 2 episodes and you guys knocked it out of the park. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm curious though about the nature of the villains and how the structure of who is how do you even figure out? And I'm leaving that open because you don't know anymore. So
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things about Fear the Walking Dead, the Walking Dead universe is that it lends itself to reinvention. And one of the things that we got excited about when we sort of started thinking about obstacles that our characters would encounter this season and adversaries is we really wanted to do and create something that hadn't been seen before and create a different force of opposition. And we can't tell you exactly what form that takes, but we think or hope you'll find that it is very different than the adversaries that they've been up against in previous seasons. So.
And kind of one of our goals in creating this was to create an adversary that going up against them isn't as easy as just arming up with weapons and having a fight, like really trying to make a challenge that would push all the characters to dig a little bit deeper and to really test themselves and test kind of what they believe in and what they're fighting for. And hopefully we've achieved that.
You guys made a pretty bold move last season with our shows all in Spanish. I think in general it was a positive. Are you going to try that again? Or what was your feeling about that, trying it again, doing something that bold?
I mean, that was a terrific episode. We were not part of the season last year. We're just coming into it now, but I mean, we were big fans of the episode and of the work that was done last year. And I'd say we're trying to do all kinds of new things and to give the fans emotionally satisfying stories that are fresh and different. And so I would say to expect more of that kind of thing.
With Morgan coming over, I'm sure you are going to be getting a lot of Walking Dead fans coming over for the first time as well. We also have a bunch of new characters. How accessible is the story going to be for some of these new viewers?
Oh, I mean, I'd say it's really, I think anyone, whether a fan of Fear the Walking Dead, a fan of The Walking Dead, or someone who's completely new to the universe, can really kind of step in. And, we've got so many kind of new faces and so many familiar faces that there's a different point of view kind of represented in the episodes. So it's very easy for someone to kind of latch on to a particular point of view and kind of experience this season. So I'd say, anyone who has any interest, they can jump aboard, and I don't think it'll be hard to kind of, find their footing in the storytelling.
Last question. For Maggie and Jenna, I know that you're both new additions to this world. Were you big fans of The Walking Dead before, or the universe before? And if that's a yes, did you have like a moment of fanning out when you got on set? Was there like a really geek out moment for you?
I geeked out on him really hard. Into the trailer, I was getting my hair and makeup done. He walked in, I was like, hold up! Come here, I need to hug you. So I hadn't prior, but I certainly have delved in and I've seen all of Fear, I've seen almost every single, short of half a season, everything of Walking Dead. So I've seen almost everything. And I'm in. I feel very passionately about this universe and the mythology of the Walking Dead universe. I'm a giant fan. I'm a giant fan of the themes that, especially what we get to explore with Morgan coming over. A lot of his themes that he's been experiencing throughout the Walking Dead storytelling, I feel a kinship with, and I feel very passionately about, and have been. I love it. I don't know what else. I don't want to lean into. Here's a big theme that we're exploring that I love, that I know I'm allowed to say, which is those themes of, and Morgan has gone through this leading up to this, is those themes of community versus isolation. And who are you in those two environments, and reconciling for oneself, what's the best version of yourself in a community or by yourself? And the struggles and benefits of both. And the deep-rooted urge to survive, weaving through those scenarios. And I'm a big fan of those themes.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I have seen every episode of Fear and love how character-driven it is, and also just it's such a grand, flexible metaphor for social decay, like the whole zombie genre. But this show in particular kind of wraps its arms around, you know, the ethical and moral compromises people make, and there's lots of interesting storytelling to be done there. And I think I also love that no matter how much I geek out, there's this really warm and engaged community of fans who's going to geek out so much harder and school me so hard when I mess up. So I'm sure, you know, there'll be moments where I'm unaware.
But I remember after you read 401, you sent me this very long text that was like a sociological treatise on the script.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you're making us sound really smart. I'm like, I'll take it.
Scripts, yeah.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to